Today, we're going to talk about a topic that has had a major impact on international trade: United States tariffs. The US government has imposed tariffs on products coming from different parts of the world, and the impact has been felt far beyond US borders. So, in this video, we'll explore what these tariffs are all about, how they affect the world, and whether they'll help the US economy or trigger another global trade war. First off, let's talk about what tariffs are. In simple terms, a tariff is a tax that a government imposes on imported goods. When a country imposes tariffs, it essentially makes foreign goods more expensive to buy, which can encourage consumers and businesses to buy domestically produced goods instead. This is often seen as a way to protect local industries from foreign competition. Now, why has the United States turned to tariffs? One key reason has been to address trade imbalances, reduce the US trade deficit, and pressure other countries to make changes to their trade practices. In recent years, the US government has imposed tariffs on products from China, the European Union, and other major trading partners, targeting a wide range of industries, from steel and aluminum to electronics and automotive parts. How tariffs affect the US and the world? So, what impact do these tariffs have? On the one hand, US industries that were previously struggling have seen some benefits. For example, the US steel industry has seen a slight recovery because the tariffs have made imported steel more expensive. This is a win for American steel producers, but it comes at a cost. Many US manufacturers that rely on steel for production have had to pay higher costs, which can make it more expensive to produce products like cars and appliances. However, these tariffs have also had negative effects on US consumers and businesses. The costs of goods like cars, electronics, and even basic consumer goods have gone up, making them less affordable for everyday Americans. Some businesses have also had to raise prices to offset the cost of tariffs, which could hurt sales and profit margins. Moreover, the tariffs have led to retaliatory actions from other countries, which have imposed their own tariffs on US exports, hitting industries like agriculture and technology. The global impact: the impact of US tariffs goes beyond the US economy. When the United States imposes tariffs, other countries often retaliate, leading to a cycle of trade restrictions. For example, when the US imposed tariffs on Chinese goods, China responded by targeting US exports, especially agricultural products like soybeans and wheat. This type of tit-for-tat trade action can hurt industries not just in the US and China, but in other countries that are part of global supply chains. Furthermore, US tariffs have disrupted global trade relationships, leading to uncertainty in the markets. Businesses are less likely to invest in production facilities or supply chains when there's a risk of tariffs changing overnight. It also discourages international cooperation on issues like climate change, technology standards, and digital trade because countries are focused on protecting their own economies rather than working together. Will US tariffs help the US or trigger a global trade war? So, will these tariffs help the US or ultimately hurt it? On the one hand, the tariffs have pressured other countries to negotiate, which could lead to changes in trade practices that are favorable to the US. For example, the US-China trade agreement has led to some changes in intellectual property protections and increased Chinese purchases of US goods. However, these agreements are often short-term solutions, and the long-term effects are still uncertain. If the US continues to impose tariffs without reaching long-term trade deals, it risks creating a global trade war. This time, it wouldn't just be a conflict between the US and China. Other major economies like the European Union, Japan, and India could also get involved. A trade war could mean higher costs for businesses and consumers across the world, leading to reduced global trade, job losses, and slower economic growth. Moreover, as different regions retaliate, we could see disruptions in global supply chains, which could hurt industries from automotive and electronics to agriculture. It could also drive companies to seek alternative markets, but those markets might not be as developed or lucrative as the existing trade relationships the US currently enjoys. What needs to be done? To avoid a global trade war, the United States needs to work towards establishing more comprehensive trade agreements. Instead of focusing solely on tariffs, it should work with other countries to remove barriers to trade, streamline regulations, and foster international cooperation. The US could also focus on investing in domestic industries, while simultaneously negotiating trade deals that benefit US businesses and consumers. In conclusion, while tariffs might offer short-term benefits to certain US industries, the long-term impact of trade restrictions could be damaging, not just to the US, but to the global economy as a whole. If the US continues to impose tariffs without addressing underlying issues in global trade, it could trigger another global trade war that harms everyone involved. What do you think? Are US tariffs the right approach, or is this just a step toward a much bigger global conflict? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on global economics and trade.